review video on our new Avid boat, a 2026 Avid Rogue 20-foot center console. It's got a 115 Yamaha show motor on it, and we've had it for 1 month now, so we have definitely had to adjust this and that. We'll let Zach show you all about it.
All right, y'all. So here, we'll start out the front, show you all the outside, then we'll climb inside. But starting off, this is one of our favorite features, or mine anyways. We haven't got to use it a whole lot yet, but we did get the Southern Light Gen 3 Extreme light bar on the front. We like to do a lot of catfishing at night, and man, I'm telling you, this thing will light up the world.
Bottom land pattern like the boat.
Painted it to match, and we also do have navigation lights built in as well, including the factory ones too, but this includes them as well. The thing about Avid that really set us off before we really did any deep diving into it was, if you look up the specs on it, the hull was a little thicker than certain brands we were looking at, and then they also have this welded keel here that's a 1/4-inch strip above, runs down the whole boat in the center instead of just a seam weld. I really like the sound of that. It's got like this tough coat on it too, so that's really nice. Seems pretty good so far. We decided to go with a 24-volt Minn Kota Tarova. So far we're loving that. You know, we went from having just a Minn Kota Edge on our old boat to now we have spot lock and GPS, and it has been great so far. No complaints there. We did upgrade to the tandem axle aluminum trailer just because it just seemed like the right thing to do. It wasn't that much more money. This is a Diamond City trailer, and really loving it so far. I mean, it pulls good, doesn't wobble, seems very solid so far. Went ahead and got the factory boat buckles put on there, and what a time saver. Those things are really nice. Really nice. And now we went ahead and got a boarding ladder in case we want to go swimming. Got a handle here. That folds down. You can open up the steps like that. It goes down pretty far, so if you ever fall out the boat, jump out the boat, it's easy to get back in. Not to mention, you know, we custom ordered this boat exactly like we wanted. We did a lot of studying on it, and so far it's exactly everything we wanted.
We picked most of the upgrades.
Yes.
And it did take us 2 or 3 months wait to get it.
Yes it did. And so we went with the Boss Machine 6-inch jack plate, just in case you got to get a little in the shallow water. So far, that was my first jack plate we've ever owned, and it has actually been a help so far.
Tell them how cool the trailer grooves are.
Yeah, the trailer's custom built to the boat, so as you can see, loading is a dream. I mean, it just fits on there so perfect.
It kind of slides right into the pattern.
Went with the 115 Yamaha show. This is plenty of power for this 20-foot boat. It is rated for up to 150 horsepower, but I don't think it's needed. I think we haven't done it yet, but I'm pretty sure this boat will top out somewhere close to 50 miles an hour with this motor. So no need at all to go any bigger, in my opinion. I love how Avid tucks all their wires into casings. I've seen some other nice brands that didn't do this. This was just another one of those perks. Also, Avid has a 1/4-inch transom, 1/4-inch aluminum here, really solid, and 5 knee braces inside the bilge area. Here we got our GPS head and sensor for our trolling motor.
And we skipped the fuel tank.
Yes.
Putting in the fuels right there, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, easy access. No need to open the bilge compartment to put fuel. You can open it right here. Really simple. Loving it so far. You come around and we're looking. We did get and I'll show you that on the inside, but we did get the upgraded leading post, the factory bimini top, which I do like. It slides into this accessory rail that's inside the boat. This is I guess a T-track system they call it. So you can move this back and forth. You can remove it really easy.
Let's climb on in.
All right, y'all, we made our way inside. As you can see, we did get the factory EVA foam decking. Couldn't be happier. I love it. It's cool on your feet. It's soft. It's CNC cut groove. Has a measuring board on top of the live well. We also got the stainless steel package. All seat pedestals, all latches, steering wheel, everything's stainless steel, so it won't rust or break. As we make our way down here, these 2 hatches here are combined underneath. It's just 2 accesses. Good for life jackets and stuff. We got it pretty full of them right now, but I think we have a total of 4 life jackets and our fillet table in there, so it holds a good bit of stuff. And again, that hatch over there just does the same thing.
And they do connect through.
Yeah, so pass through. As we're making our way down, we do have a 25-gallon live well on the front. I love the blue coloring inside. It's a lot easier to see when it's dark.
This recirculates and bubbles.
Yep, it has a recirculator on it. Works great. Kept some bass alive for us all the way home from the river and all day while we were fishing, so several hours, and they were just as alive as when we caught them. Moving down, this was an add-on, this step storage. It really helps a lot.
Only available in the 20.
Yeah,
couldn't
only
get the
available in the
step in
20.
the 18, which was one of the factors that made us go up to a 20.
It is.
Because this is my toy box.
That's right. Yeah, and this is Kimber storage, as y'all can see. But it holds so much stuff. I mean, we have the dog stuff, we have Kimber stuff, we have paddles. We have all kind of stuff in there, and it really could hold more.
I will warn you though, like when you're getting ready to spray the boat out, it's not totally sealed off. Water can go under, but we learned to just not face the hose towards it.
Yeah, just be careful. I mean, it does have a mat in the bottom that kind of raises stuff up, but water will get on your stuff if you're not careful.
Yeah, it's got this foam.
But it is a, it does have these self-openers on it. It's really nice, and each of these hatches are lockable as well. One latch on here is lockable. Those are lockable. I think everything but the live wells are lockable. So as we're moving our way back, we did opt to get the turtle box instead of a built-in radio. This was an option from Avid. It's a turtle box on a quick release mount that goes into the T-track. Really easy to get on and off, and it just made sense.
We'll talk about the battery stuff later, but we definitely are glad we did this instead of wiring in a radio for more wiring stuff.
Absolutely. And, you know, if you're on a sandbar or you're camping, you can just take this off and go use it. You know, it's really convenient. It's not stuck to your boat, and it's not burning your boat's battery up as well.
And it's pretty loud, and we can move that up and down this rail track system as well.
All right, so now we get back to the center console. It's a nice sturdy fiberglass center console, really strong, love it. Got a nice high windshield on it. Another upgrade we chose on this center console was we did get the optional tackle storage.
Really cool.
Couldn't be happier with that. It can hold, I think, up to 5 Plano boxes. We have 4, and then we keep all our soft plastics underneath there.
We kind of separated them from catfish to brim to saltwater to bass.
Really nice, really easy, really organized. It's
confined.
Yes, and no need to carry an external tackle box. We like it a lot. Moving down from there, we do have a 10.5-gallon bait well. We kept about 16 brim alive in it really easily overnight. Does good, recirculates really well.
And we love the saddle upholstery. That was probably a top seller for me.
Absolutely, yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful boat.
They call saddle muscular. And there's grab rails everywhere, which are cool too, because when you're sitting up here, it's nice to have that handle and the one on both sides of the console.
Plenty of room to walk around. I love the amount of room in this boat. It's very stable. It actually has a 97-inch beam, I believe, at the back, and it carries that beam almost all the way to the front. So the front deck, an average person can lay up there without touching the sides. We really like it. There are 6 rod holders, 3 on each side of the console, vertical stand-up rod holders. Plus you get these 2 down the sides, 1 on each side. You can hold a rod there. And then as you make your way back, you also get 4 more back here on the upgraded land post we chose. We like to keep our nets in these. So make our way back to the console.
Deluxe leaning post. Here's the 4 rod holders off the back of it.
Yep, and then it also does have a dry storage, and this storage is dry. I keep some random tools and stuff in there, but there's a storage over there.
And a fold down step that Zach doesn't like when I use, but I like.
Yep. Fold down foot rail. If you like to sit and drive, that's perfect. It's great. And it has 4 more rod holders, so we have a total of 12. Total of 12 rod holders on the boat, and I can promise you we're never going to carry more than that. So moving back to the console, they give you this very nice EVA foam pad up here on top behind the windshield to keep your phone or whatever you like.
Nothing slides.
And this blocks the wind so nothing blows out from here. I really like that a lot. And as we make our way down, we went with the 7-inch Garmin, which, you know, to some it might not be, you know, as luxurious, but to us it was a huge upgrade, and I love it. You know, it does a lot.
We do need to learn more about it and figure out how to make it help us fish, but we'll get there.
Then this was another option. This is the glove box. It's tinted acrylic, so as you keep your stuff in there, I mean, we keep the keys, our truck keys, trolling motor remote, stuff like that in there, just your day-to-day stuff, and it is watertight.
This is the trolling motor remote if you're interested.
Yes.
It's a screen, digital screen and all too. Which
Yep, that's the new style remote for the Minn Kota Tarovas.
Which is there's the spot lock and different cool stuff. You didn't have to turn it on.
But yeah, this is cut. I think this has the advanced GPS in it. Again, we're still learning about that as well, but you know, as we get longer time with it, we'll know more about it.
RPM and fuel.
And here's all your accessory switches as you go left to right. It's got several of them. We even have an extra one there on the end.
And this little charger as well.
Dual USB chargers.
2 cup holders right here. I don't love that there's no cup holder for me in the front, but we're going to find a way to add that in.
So we have the stainless steel steering wheel with the knob on it. It's really smooth. It has Baystar hydraulic steering on it, and that was a huge upgrade. As you make your way down, you know, you have your Yamaha controls, jack plate control, key switch, kill switch. And then this, we do have the Southern Light LED 20-foot snake tube interior lights as well, and they are on a dimmer. You could
probably turn them on right now if you could.
You might be able to see them.
Our carport's shady, but they're obviously going to be way brighter in the night. But yeah, we got green all the way down both sides.
So let's see, you'll be able to put the camera down there and see them. So they're on a dimmer switch. There we go. They're not as bright during the day, but they're really bright at night. They light up the whole inside of the boat.
Yeah, it's extremely sunny right now, so you could imagine.
And they can be dimmed however you like.
It would be cooler.
We have those. Then as let's continue making our way down the console. Here's a console door. We actually have a trash bag holder. We need to, yeah, we need to empty it. But beyond that, which is pretty nice because, you know, we're not the type of folks that just leave our trash everywhere and let it blow out. But you have trolling motor batteries and some wiring in there. You could put a little bit of stuff in there, but it's not really a good storage compartment. But like I say, it's good for trash. I put our Garmin cover in there during the day.
Note that we have 2 of these batteries just on the trolling motor.
Yep, 24 volt.
Okay.
And then this just goes back in there when you're not using it and closes back. They give you
drains in the back.
They give you a really nice thick helm pad to stand on. It's soft on your feet.
Of course, that's where Penny likes to
Yeah. Yeah, it turns into a dog pad. There's the Garmin turned on. On each side of the console, you do have these jump seats. And from watching other review videos, they do have some storage under them as well.
A little, but yeah.
A little bit of storage under those.
I will say they are small. However, they're really comfortable.
Yeah.
To be that small, because we actually do use them.
Well, don't let it fool you though. From watching other review videos that we watched, they make it seem a little bit smaller than what they really are. You know, I'm not a very small person, and you know, I can sit down here and it's not hurting me at all. I'm not pinching my sides or anything like that. It's actually really comfortable, so we really like them actually.
And they're on both sides.
All right, and then as we go further back, yeah, you got one over there too.
Same concept, same seat, same
storage under there. We keep all our emergency gear in that compartment. As you make your way back, you got a big back deck to fish off of too. Plenty of room. Also got the sea deck mat.
Which had 2 spots for fishing chairs, right?
Yep.
But we have not bought any fishing chairs yet. We're still thinking about this and trying to decide which kind of seats we want.
Yeah, back here, showing this, back here, when I'm fishing and we're just cruising along, I kind of just sit on the side of the lean post here. Feel it's really comfortable. It's easy to cast off of, so I've just been using that. And then we get back here to our bilge compartment, and you can show them down in here if you want. It's a really big bilge area. It's got a self opener on it. I believe it's around a 27-gallon fuel tank. But this has your fuel tank, all your wiring. We have a cranking battery and a lithium accessory battery, and we'll get into all that in just a minute.
Yes, because that is not how it came.
No, and we have a bilge pump that also has an automatic circuit on it, and there's both of our live well pumps down there in the bilge as well. So plenty of room. I mean, you could even store a little bit of stuff back here and not be any hassle at all. Mm-hmm. It's actually big enough, and like I said, we'll get into it in a minute. It's actually big enough that I actually got down in there to do some work on it.
Yeah. And then a yellow fly was tearing you up while you was stuck in there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, other aside from that, like I said when I was down at the bottom, we do have this Avid factory bimini top. And I really like it. When it's folded up like this, you know, you can fish on the front, fish on the back, and be out of your way. And then it's also very easy just to unzip, move it forward, and it covers pretty much this whole area in the middle. I mean, it depends which way the sun's facing because it is kind of tall, but it gives you plenty of shade. I mean, you can move around as needed. And then for, you know, when you're going down the highway, it's really easy just to pop those pins out and lay it down.
I'll be honest, the bimini where it's at right now will keep me covered in this seat, but when I prop my feet up on this, my feet get sunburned. So it's just a hair small. I wish that maybe it was a little bit bigger, but maybe I don't know how that works. I don't know.
Yeah, you kind of got to run from the sun just depending on which way it is. But
luckily there's plenty of room in the back for both of us.
That's right. Yeah, this is a much bigger boat than we've ever had. You know, we went from a 14-foot John boat, which we loved because, you know, we have smaller rivers around here. But that's also a thing about this boat. You know, we took this boat yesterday to the small river not far from our house, and there's no issues. I think this boat only has an 11-inch draft. And with that jack plate, I mean, you only need a couple feet of water and you're good to go. So the size, don't let the size scare you. It floats really shallow and it's really stable and no issues at all so far.
I think we've honestly been safe even around 1 foot or under of water.
Yes, absolutely. We've been not even touching the skeg in 1 foot of water. So it's a really, really shallow draft boat. It does very well, performs great.
A little trick Zach did with the bimini top though is added in these pins because it was kind of hard to close and open or timely.
So you can show them the front first. So it came factory with this style. It's a thumb screw, which is fine. It works great, but it takes a little bit of time, you know, to thread that and unthread it. All I did was I bought some stainless steel lock pins off of Amazon that were 3/16 of an inch, in case anybody's wondering. And now you just pull a pin and it's super quick and easy. We did upgrade that. I think they were like $8.
And these are for our rail blazer cutting table for cutting up bait and stuff. We have it's stored away, but it goes right there. It's a little cutting table, which was a cool little accessory.
Absolutely. That's the cool thing about this T-Track. Any accessory can be added in there and you can move it. You can move your cleats up and down. You can move the fillet table wherever you like, and you can add all kinds of stuff up and down the side, rod holders, anything you like. So it works great. It's very strong. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much the boat. I'm very happy with our experience with the boat so far. Again, we'll get into the battery and wire and stuff here in a minute. I don't think that's the boat's fault at all.
We've had a lot of fun on this boat already, and aside from the few issues we've had to work out, but it's been a really pretty, real smooth, real comfortable boat, and we're definitely loving it. But we've had a couple things that we've had to tweak. But okay, so we're going to tell y'all our experience on how all this has gone for us so far. We went to Georgetown, South Carolina. We stayed in Merle's Inlet to pick up this boat after we waited for a couple months since it was custom ordered. We went, we picked it up, everything was good. We definitely played around while we was there and had no issues. We went into the inlet and we went into a big river over there as well.
The Waccamaw River.
Yep, and both was a good time. I think I liked the Waccamaw River better because it was way more chill. The inlet was crowded and had rules and stuff that we just wasn't familiar with, and a lot of people, and yeah, the river was a better time for me. But anyways, everything went well. We came back home and we had a family birthday that told us to bring the boat to show it to everybody there, and we did. And unfortunately, Zach was showing the boat to everybody and had it on, and guess it got busy and forgot to turn it off. So
Left the main power switch on for 4 days.
yeah, so 4 days went by and we didn't know it yet, but we had it planned to take this thing fishing, and we was gonna go get up early and go take it to the hall and catch some fish. And my brother was coming with us, and anyways, we woke up that morning and realized what had happened, and that our battery was completely dead. And that one was not anybody's fault except our own. So we had to, luckily my brother had a battery. It was an old battery, but it was charged, so we made it work. We went fishing, and they was tearing up some bass, so we was on the trolling motor hard and really wasn't cranking it much. And when we went to crank back up, we were dead. And we were a good little ways from the boat ramp. So luckily the trolling motor did get us all the way back to the boat ramp. So props to the 2 batteries on that. That one is hard to kill. We haven't killed it yet. Anyways, we came back and Zach got busy figuring out what we were going to do next, because, you know, when you buy a boat, you got to bust out another 1,000, and that's pretty much what happened.
Absolutely. So what happened is, as she explained, we definitely took the boat out. I killed the battery at the birthday party. My fault. Had the main power switch on, showing everyone. Left it on. Just forgot all about it. It's in the bilge compartment, which I like it tucked away, but it is easy to forget. You have to remember that. But that being said, we had 1 battery in the bilge, and they had all accessories and the engine, the cranking engine on it as well. There are 2 separate batteries for the trolling motor, as we showed you guys earlier, but you know, we added a lot of electronics on this boat, aside from what would come factory. You know, the Garmin doesn't pull much, but we did add the big LED light bar, the interior LEDs. We do have the other navigation lights, plus we have 2 live wells, you know.
And we were using those the whole time that day.
Absolutely. So we're catching fish. We actually took that morning, we started out with about 15 or 20 bait brim in the bait well. So it ran constant all morning while we were out fishing, and then we're catching bass. And as we keep going, we're putting them in our big live well, and we're running it too. Now, I don't think they draw too much, but after a few hours, it killed the battery.
It killed the used old battery.
Yes.
But, yeah.
And it may have killed a new one. We're not sure on that, but it did. Having all the accessories on the cranking battery, I wasn't comfortable with. I want to be able to crank up and go home at the end of the day, whether or not the battery's dead.
And turns out the jack plate was also on that one same battery, so there was really a lot on that one battery.
Yeah, it was really too much just for a regular 1 lead acid battery. So then I started doing some research. You know, I've never had a lithium battery in a boat, but I know it's the new thing. However, so I did a little research. We ended up going with Li-Time, one of the Bluetooth self-heating batteries. I think 165 amp hour. And it's a dedicated house battery. So it runs all of our accessories, all of our electronics, all independently. Nothing else is connected to it. The engine's not connected to it. I did read a lot about having your engine hooked to one of these smart batteries. The BMS system won't allow your engine to overcharge it, so it'll shut the battery down and cut the engine. So we didn't want that. So we ended up going with a new marine lead acid battery, just dedicated cranking only. We think the engine will keep that maintained like it should as we run, and nothing is drawing power from it except the engine. That's all. So right now we have independent accessory battery, independent cranking battery, and independent trolling motor battery. So we have 4
on the trolling motor.
Yep. So 4 total on the boat, and right now I feel comfortable that we could easily get probably 15 to 16 hours of constant use out of all our accessories with that new battery.
But we haven't went out yet since all this has been upgraded.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys updated on that, but according to my calculations on what current draws come from stuff, that we should easily get, you know, 15 to 16 hours with all of our accessories on. So I feel very good about that. And then plus at the end of the day, even if our accessories die, our engine will still crank.
Yeah, very important.
I don't know about you guys, but if I'm out on the river, I don't want any risk of my engine not cranking. I may want to go downriver, and there's no option of floating back at that point. So, you know, I don't want to be limited. You know, we have a brand new boat. We want to be able to use it.
So the one thing that I will say, I don't know if it was Avid or if it was the dealership. Accidents happen, and I'm not trying to complain. But one thing that Zach discovered when he was redoing all this wiring that kind of didn't sit right was that what is it now?
So we bought a 3-bank onboard charger.
That was another upgrade.
It was an upgrade. It costed a good little penny, but it's worth every penny, to just be able to plug in one cord and have all the batteries on your boat charging. Well, as I dive into all this wiring, what I find out is, I'm not sure if it was Avid or the dealer who hooked it up, but someone along the line that installed the onboard charger only hooked up 2 banks. They only hooked to our trolling motors. That being said, the accessory / cranking battery that we did have,
that was already pretty loaded. Yeah,
was not being charged. So when we plug in at night, we were under false, information that battery was being charged. Now I had to add wire link to get back to the back fork to charge our accessory battery, but it didn't take very long. A good hour I was done by the time I fished the wire up there. So now officially we have both of our trolling motor batteries being charged and our lithium house battery being charged by the onboard charger. So that way at night when it's plugged in, the next day we're all good to go and ready. I do believe we don't have an onboard charger on our cranking battery, but I do believe that the engine should keep it maintained with no other draw coming out of it.
And one other small issue, but it's been a hassle. We ended up buying 2 different trailer adapters because the lights kept kind of going in and out. Like when we'd hit the brakes, the trailer lights would disconnect. But Zach finally found that was a ground issue.
Yes.
So that was easy to fix. But after 2 adapters, I wish I would have figured that out in the beginning. But
yeah, I'm not really too keen on electrical stuff. I was chasing the idea that the cheap 7 to 4 pin adapter I had was the problem. So we ordered another one and the problem didn't get fixed. However, like she mentioned, I looked at the ground wire up at the tongue of the trailer and it was riveted on and it was loose. So it was there, but it was wiggling. And it's on an aluminum trailer, so I know it doesn't get quite the conductivity as a steel trailer. So I just pulled that rivet out, put some dielectric grease, and installed a bolt to hold the ground very tight, and it's been working great so far. Not a big issue, but a minor inconvenience that we had to chase down.
Mainly the battery struggle was a thing. Otherwise, that's really all. I mean, it's been a really nice boat. It's really comfortable. It's really pretty. We've enjoyed it. We got the Mossy Oak Gamekeeper. Forgot to mention that's the bottom land pattern.
We did go with tan inside though. There were a lot of options.
I really liked the olive green. It looked really cool.
We just didn't want it to be hot because for some reason, and there's probably a good reason, I'm just not sure, they won't put the sea deck in the floor from the factory.
It only goes up on the back and front deck.
Yeah, only on the back and front deck, which is okay because the tan interior is not hot on your feet at all. You can be barefoot on it, doesn't bother our dog. But that's the reason we went tan instead of green, even though we did like the looks of the green on there. Yeah. But other than that, I really can't think of any other complaints, any other thing we didn't hit on. What about you?
No, it's been a good boat. We're very happy with it. And if you're looking for a new boat that's very comfy, very pretty, smooth riding, it's a good boat. Just up the batteries. Don't go with the original battery plan. And that might have just been the dealer too. I don't know how much of that Avid does versus the dealer.
Yeah, really not sure who does that. But that being said, if you're going to run some accessories and run your live wells, we don't have timers on the live wells. We just ran them constant. Could have probably manually switched them off, but when you get busy fishing, it's hard to remember to do that. So in my opinion, when you're going to run a boat with a lot of accessories, just be prepared to upgrade the battery.
Yeah,
save you a lot of headache.
Would have been better to do at the start, definitely, instead of having an issue right away. But you gotta work it out and figure it out.
That's right. Well, other than that, we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the next one. If you have any questions about the boat, feel free to leave a comment, and we'll contact you and answer anything you can.
And subscribe, because we're going to keep making videos on this boat.
Absolutely.